have some assistants in the background that are just trying to make sure too that people are muted. So if you have any questions at all during our time, please go ahead and type them into the message section, and we will review those and answer those at the end of the presentation. I will go ahead and get started. Well, thank you for joining me tonight. This is our first community virtual presentation. If you've been to any of my presentations in person at the hospital, you might know I do like my PowerPoint presentations, and they can sometimes be 45 minutes long. Well, tonight's is going to be a little bit shorter. This presentation is done by the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics that I'm presenting tonight. So I am Jennifer Raykovich. I am an outpatient dietitian at Tri-State Memorial Hospital. I am also a member of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, the world's largest organization of food and nutrition professionals. Members of the Academy play a key role in shaping the public's food choices, thereby improving its nutritional status and in treating persons with illnesses or injuries. Members offer preventative and medical nutrition therapy services in a variety of settings. As the nation's food and nutrition experts, registered dietitian nutritionists are committed to improving the health of their patients, clients, and communities. Here during March, we celebrate National Nutrition Month, which is an annual nutrition education and information campaign sponsored by the Academy. And today happens to be National Registered Dietitian Day. It focuses on the importance of making informed food choices and developing sound eating and physical activity habits. This year's theme for National Nutrition Month is Personalize Your Plate, which supports the philosophy that there is no one-size-fits-all approach to nutrition and health. We are all unique with different bodies, goals, backgrounds, and tastes. And a registered dietitian nutritionist can tailor a healthful eating plan that is as special as you are. That is one of my favorite things about my job, is getting to know each individual client's personal preferences when it comes to food and what their habits and routines are like. Today's presentation is going to focus on how to choose the foods that are right for you. A healthy eating routine will not look the same for everyone, and that's okay. There are so many delicious and nutritious foods to meet your nutrient needs. At the end of today's session, each of you will be able to explain the benefits of a healthy eating routine, describe how to personalize your plate at each meal, and name 3 ways to make healthier food and beverage choices. Healthy eating routine, which is also known as a healthy dietary pattern, includes a combination of nutritious foods from all of the food groups: fruits, vegetables, grains, protein foods, and dairy, in the recommended amounts within calorie limits. So we all have different calorie needs, that will determine the portion sizes of these foods. This approach to eating is important at every life stage and can have a positive effect on our health over time. Research has shown that a healthy dietary pattern can help to reduce the risk of many chronic conditions, including heart disease, type 2 diabetes, some types of cancer, as well as overweight and obesity. Did you know that greater than 70% of Americans are overweight or obese, and about 40% of children and teens are overweight or obese, and about 60% of adults have one or more diet-related chronic diseases? Yet we still have trouble following healthy dietary patterns. National Nutrition Month is a great time to focus on healthier eating habits. This year's theme, Personalize Your Plate, encourages us to think about the foods we choose to eat. Fruits, vegetables, grains, protein foods, and dairy come in all sizes, shapes, and colors. The combination of foods and amounts will depend on you. Many foods can fit into a healthy eating routine. Personalize your plate to find the ones that work best for you. If you do have special nutrition needs, consulting with a registered dietitian nutritionist is a good idea, so they can create a customized eating plan that is unique to you. A great place to start when personalizing your plate is to fill half of your plate with fruits and vegetables. There are so many different types and colors available. A variety is recommended since different colored fruits and vegetables provide different amounts of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and dietary fiber. This is definitely a good place to start, as I often see when looking at my clients' patterns, is many people aren't eating enough fruits and vegetables. So it's a good place to start with making some healthy changes. The fruits and vegetables you choose may depend on what's available where you live, what's in season, your food budget, or just based on what types of foods you like or know how to prepare. Including fruits and vegetables with your meals and snacks can help you meet your daily goals. For most people, this means a goal of 1.5 to 2 cups of fruit and 2 to 3 cups of vegetables a day. The amount for children is a little bit less, 1 to 2 cups of fruit and 1 to 3 cups of vegetables. Ranges are provided since the amount will depend on your calorie needs, which is affected by your age, sex, and activity level. Many Americans do not get enough of certain nutrients that fruits and vegetables provide, especially dietary fiber. So personalizing your plate to include fruits and veggies will help you increase your intake. We're going to look at fruits. Fruits can be eaten by themselves or paired with other foods like low-fat or fat-free yogurt, or used as ingredients in smoothies, sauces, salads, and more. 1.5 to 2 cups of fruit daily might sound like a lot, but a small apple would be considered 1 cup, and for dried fruit, only a half a cup would be needed, since it's dehydrated and smaller in size compared to fresh fruit. Plus, the servings of fruit can be spread throughout the day. Include fruits with breakfast, or enjoy fruit as a healthy snack. Fresh fruits can make a great grab-and-go option when they're in season. But frozen, canned, and dried fruits that don't have added sugars are also a nutritious option. Look for recipes that feature fruits, such as salads or even main dishes. Fruit can also help to satisfy a sweet tooth. Try substituting fruit in place of other desserts. There are additional options to consider. You could add fruit to oatmeal or on top of your waffles or pancakes instead of syrup. Slice up fruit for a sandwich. Slices of banana or apples are really good on a peanut butter sandwich. Put together a fruit and cheese plate the next time you're entertaining guests instead of chips and dip. Try pomegranate seeds or dried fruit mixed with rice or other grains as a side dish. Snacks and desserts offer other opportunities to add serving of fruit, such as a cup of berries with a dollop of whipped cream, a frozen fruit treat made with 100% fruit juice, a cup of unsweetened applesauce or canned fruit in 100% fruit juice, or a combination of fruit and low-fat yogurt such as parfaits or baked apple topped with Greek yogurt. I hope that gave you some ideas on how you could add some extra servings of fruit throughout your day. We'll be discussing the vegetable group. Maybe you have a favorite vegetable, or maybe there's some you've been wanting to try and you just haven't yet. This is a great time to get creative in the kitchen and try new ones, or try your favorite vegetable prepared in new ways. Now, according to the Dietary Guidelines for Americans 2020 to 2025 report, 90% of our population does not meet the vegetable recommendations. So this is something that we definitely want to work at getting more into our diet. If there's a particular vegetable you don't care for, that's okay. Don't let it stop you from trying others. There are many other varieties waiting to be tried, as well as different ways to prepare them. Many vegetables make great snacks and taste good eaten raw. Others will need to be cooked and will require more time to prepare. Either way, the vegetables can be enjoyed any time of day and in so many ways. Try to include a variety of different colored vegetables when planning meals for the week. And the word planning is really important. You'll be more apt to get these fruits and vegetables into your dietary patterns if you plan ahead and have some ideas on what would work for your meals and snacks. If you looked at a goal for a week, the recommendations would be trying to get about 1.5 cups of dark green vegetables throughout the week, 5.5 cups of red and orange vegetables throughout the week, 1.5 cups of beans, peas, and lentils, 5 cups of starchy vegetables throughout the week, and then 4 cups of a variety of other vegetables. And just like fruits, you can buy vegetables fresh, frozen, or canned. They're all good options. When choosing frozen or canned vegetables, be sure to check the nutrition facts label. Some of the products can have added salts or sauces, so look for lower amounts of sodium, saturated fat, trans fat, and no added sugars in these foods. There are a few ways to include more vegetables in your day. At breakfast, try adding some cut up vegetables in your eggs to make an omelet or an egg scramble. Raw vegetables can be used to build a salad or dipped in hummus for a snack. Make sandwiches, tacos, or wraps burst with color, flavor, and nutrients by adding raw or colored or cooked vegetables, such as cucumbers, tomato slices, or sauteed onions and peppers. Serve roasted vegetables alongside cooked protein foods like fish, chicken, or beef. Vegetables are also a great addition to soups, stir fries, casseroles, stews, and curries. And again, our goal is to aim for 2 to 3 cups of vegetables a day. So I challenge you for a couple days to write down what you're eating and see how close you are to getting the 2 to 3 cups a day. Next food group we're going to discuss is made of grains. It includes both refined grains like white rice and many types of breads, cereals, and pastas, and whole grains which have additional health benefits. Experiment with different grains by substituting more whole grains for refined grains in recipes. Some examples of whole grains include brown, red, black, purple, and wild rice, oats, whole wheat pasta, and buckwheat, whole grain cornmeal, and popcorn. These are a few other whole grains you may or may not be familiar with, such as millet, quinoa, amaranth, bulgur, farro, and teff. It's kind of fun to experiment with these different grains. I found that I really like farro. Whole grains provide dietary fiber as well as a variety of antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals, just like the fruits and vegetables do. The amount of grains recommended daily for adults ranges from 5 to 8 ounces. And at least half of those we want to have whole grain sources, so 3 to 4 ounce equivalents per day of whole grains. And again, that amount depends on your calorie needs. These are a few easy ways to include whole grains throughout your day. Select whole grain breads for sandwiches and toast. Choose whole grain corn or whole wheat tortilla for tacos and wraps. Use whole wheat flour in baked goods or when making pancakes and waffles. Substitute whole grain noodles for pasta. Use brown rice in stir-fry dishes or with curries. If you'd like to try a whole grain you may be unfamiliar with, consider different foods from other regions and cultures. Bulgur is a traditional ingredient in tabbouleh, a salad made with parsley, lemon, cucumber, and tomato. Millet can be cooked as a hot breakfast cereal or used in savory stews. Get a little playful in the kitchen and try some new things. Next food group is our protein group, which consists of meats, chicken, fish, beans, peas, and lentils, nuts, and seeds. The goal is to vary your protein by choosing lean or low-fat sources that are prepared in a healthful way, such as grilled or baked instead of fried. You want to look for lean cuts of meat, such as rounds, steaks, and roasts, and skinless poultry. Game meat is another lean option. Eggs are a protein option. They can be prepared in a number of ways, plus eggs provide important nutrients like vitamin D and choline. It's recommended to include fish or shellfish, also known as seafood, twice a week in place of other protein foods to help increase your intake of omega-3 fatty acids. These types of fats may help to reduce the risk of heart disease. Plant-based proteins like beans, peas, lentils, nuts, and seeds are unique from other protein foods because they also provide dietary fiber. And these plant-based proteins, it is recommended to try to increase more of those throughout the week in place of animal proteins so that we're reducing our intake of saturated fat and cholesterol. Like with the other food groups, there are so many different protein foods and different ways to enjoy them. Include a variety to help you meet your nutritional needs. The amount of protein foods needed daily will also vary again on your calorie needs, but typically about 5 to 6.5 ounce equivalents is the range for most adults. And again, I do find that most people are overeating protein foods and not getting enough of those fruits and vegetables and whole grains. So another thing to take some time to look at in your eating pattern. And to complete your meal, include a source of dairy, which is our final food group. Dairy products such as low-fat or fat-free milk, yogurt, and cheese provide protein, calcium, and a variety of other nutrients. Calcium-fortified soy milk is also part of the dairy group for people who cannot drink milk or choose not to. Many dairy products are also good sources of vitamin D, which you can review on the nutrition facts label. There are other products sold as milk made from plants such as almond, hemp, oat, rice, and coconut. They may be consumed as a source of calcium, but are not included in the dairy group because their overall nutritional content is not similar to dairy milk. We know that dairy intake has been linked with improved bone health, especially for children and adolescents. 3 cups or 3 servings per day are the recommended amounts for most adults, and 2 to 2.5 cups in range for children ages 2 to 8 years old. To meet your needs for this group, try including dairy at meals, as snacks, or as desserts. If you don't enjoy drinking milk by itself, other ways to include this food group include using low-fat yogurt to make a parfait on top of fruit, making oatmeal or cream-based soups with low-fat or fat-free milk, adding milk or calcium-fortified soy milk to coffee drinks or smoothies. You can mix cheese into noodle dishes, sprinkling on salads, or adding slices to sandwiches, using plain or Greek yogurt to make dips or in place of sour cream. If you cannot drink milk or choose not to, there are lactose-free milks available in calcium-fortified soy milk, or yogurts made with calcium-fortified soy milk, which can provide similar nutrients as the regular milk. Be sure to compare the nutrient facts labels when shopping for these foods and beverages. A lot of yogurts can have quite a bit of added sugars, so you definitely want to look for ones that are low in sugar, or just buy the plain yogurt and add fresh fruit to it for flavoring, or a little cinnamon. So we've mostly focused on foods and beverages that are recommended in order to get the nutrients that are needed for good health. It's also important to limit foods and beverages that are higher in saturated fat, sodium, and added sugars. You can make healthier choices by reviewing the nutrition facts label. It's recommended to get less than 10% of your calories per day from saturated fat. So if you're following a 2,000 calorie diet, that would be 200 calories. We want to get less than 10% calories from added sugars and try to get less than 2,300 milligrams of sodium a day for a healthy dietary pattern. And you can see on this nutrition facts label, at the bottom there, we have our nutrients: vitamin D, calcium, iron, and potassium. These are listed here because they find that many people aren't getting enough of these nutrients. And the dietary fiber is another one we want to be looking for, which is listed under the total carbohydrate. And saturated fat and trans fat are listed under total fat, which we want to have lower amounts of. So it's definitely a great idea to compare your nutrition facts labels when you're choosing between products and try to find the ones that have more nutritional value. When you're ordering out at restaurants, you can also review nutrition information on their websites. Or instead of eating out, try to make healthier versions of some of your favorite restaurant foods at home. That way you can control the ingredients and the amount of sodium or fats that might be in that food. So when we focus on the nutrient-rich foods to add into our dietary pattern, the lesser quality foods just start to disappear. So we want to focus on what we're missing and need to get more of. To help you make healthier food choices, you can start simple with MyPlate. MyPlate is a really great place to start and just looking at the balance of your meals. MyPlate serves as a reminder to include the right mix of foods when you eat, and it also gives a good visual just for portion control. You can see that on this MyPlate picture, the vegetable section is the largest quarter of the plate there, and the grains and protein They're only taking up half the plate, and we have fruit and added on there and dairy off to the side. Remember, a healthy eating routine that includes a variety of nutritious foods from all of the food groups and in the amounts recommended is encouraged to help reduce the risk of diet-related chronic diseases. If you visit myplate.gov, you can personalize and create your own MyPlate plan by plugging in your information, and it will help you find what the right calorie amount for you would be and how to break that down with servings from each servings from each food group that would fit that calorie amount. So it's a good place to get started. If you're looking for more help with personalizing your plate, a registered dietitian nutritionist can help you develop an eating plan that works for you, no matter what your nutrition goals are. RDNs provide sound, easy to follow personalized nutrition advice to meet your lifestyle preferences and health-related needs. Registered dietitian nutritionists, or RDNs, are considered food and nutrition experts who can translate the science of nutrition into practical solutions for healthy eating. RDNs have degrees in nutrition, dietetics, public health, or a related field from well-respected accredited colleges and universities, completed an internship, passed an examination, and maintain continuing education. RDNs use their nutrition expertise to help individuals make personalized, positive lifestyle changes. They work throughout the community in hospitals, schools, public health clinics, nursing homes, fitness centers, food management, food industry, universities, research, private practice, and more. Registered dietitian nutritionists are advocates for advancing the nutritional status of Americans and people around the world. So there's many dietitians here in our valley alone. You can find an expert in your area by visiting the eatright.org website, www.eatright.org. The National Nutrition Month and throughout the year, remember that a healthy eating routine is one that meets your unique needs. Choose the foods and beverages that are right for you as you personalize your plate and consider your nutrient needs when planning your meals and snacks. Remember to take time in advance to think about your routine, get to know your current behaviors when it comes to eating and food choices, and see where you might have some room to make some healthy changes.